Hello mga makulay kong kaibigan and welcome to another episode of the Logout Sessions! The show where we talk about anything under and beyond the BPO umbrella. Now, before we get this episode started, I would like to give a shout out to every single one of us at ClearSource, those on site and to those working hard at home. Hello, mabuhay, and buenos dias. Now, another shout out is also in order to my brothers and sisters in the LGBTQIA+ community. You are all special, you are all unique, you are all icons. Never forget that. And we see you, and I am proud to be one of you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get this episode started. For this episode, we're going to be talking about Pride Month. Anything and all Pride. Nothing is off the table. Nothing is off limits, really. And here with me today to talk about Pride is none other than our marketing officer here in ClearSource, an LGBT advocate, and a very iconic non-binary icon. Iconic na nga, icon pa. Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Altar. Hi, babe.
Hi. Limang naman ako sa icon mo, babe. Thank you for inviting me here, Joss.
Thank you for coming.
I'm always here for you.
Ang ganda ng lashes mo.
Well, I woke up like this.
Talaga?
Sensya ka na ha. Ako lang too.
So without further ado, yun nga. Pride Month is here.
Yeah.
June is Pride Month, as many of you all know. And a lot of us here think that Pride Month is something to celebrate, which it is.
It is.
You know, we celebrate our own individuality as a person. We are all unique. We are all special in every single way. But what a lot of people don't know, and I'm thankful for you here because you're going to give us the insight that we need. What a lot of people don't know about Pride Month is that for us queers, it is very symbolic. Why is that so?
Because Pride is a protest, first and foremost. We are here to fight for what we need, as basic rights, you know, gender equality, basic human rights actually, that we struggle to have up until now, SOGI equality bill is still nasa legislative pa siya hanggang ngayon for almost 20 years, I believe.
20 years?
Yeah, we've been fighting for that for the longest time. And we need, ngayon pa lang, mas kailangan natin na paingayin yung boss natin kasi malapit na tayo. And like what I said, Pride is a protest. Dito natin talaga magagamit yung platform natin. Well, we always do naman. We always fight for our rights every day. No? But mas maingay ngayon. So, labasan ng mga bakling.
No, but I would agree kasi throughout history talaga, us queers have been receiving the shorter end of the stick.
Yeah.
Diba? We've been oppressed. We've been abused and we've been, I don't know, a lot of negative things you can think of. Us queers have been at the forefront of it.
Yeah.
And with Pride Month, now, I think that it's about damn time. It's about damn time for us to really raise our voices and just do what we need to do to get the message out there.
And we've been fighting for this for the longest time. Even in the 1800s, there have been rallies na talaga. Isa na doon siguro yung pinakamaingay is yung Stonewall Riots.
Yes.
Yun yung parang pinakil. So, even before that naman, meron ng mga nagsimula.
Yeah.
No, marami nang nakulong dahil sa pinapaglaban nila yung karapatan nila. Na ngayon, sa ngayong araw na to, tayo yung nakikinabang actually. Although, so ngayon, tayo naman yung lumalaban para sa pakikinabangan ng future generations pa.
Yes, girl. You said it.
Para sa mga nakshis nyo. Ganon.
Well, it's interesting because we do see Pride as a symbolic moment. But let's not deny, Pride Month is also a time where the glitz and glamour really meet or really blur the line between fashion and, how do I say this? Rebellion. Rebellion is, for the lack of a better term, really. So, I know that you've been attending Pride ever since 2 years ago, as what you've told me.
2016, actually.
2016. So, what's it like? What was your first time like attending Pride?
Well, first Pride ko was back in college 2016. So, very small pa lang yung Pride March noon. I believe nasa ano pa lang siya, Luneta. And talagang na-shock ako doon. Kasi parang, ito pala yung people ko. Parang nakulong kasi ako sa mga, parang, in a sense, na ano ko masyado yung sarili ko, nakulong ko.
Yeah.
Ito lang ako, ganyan. And then, nung umattend ako nung first Pride ko, doon ako talagang, oh my gosh, ito yung mga taong welcome sa akin. And everyone was there welcoming me. Lahat talaga na makita mo, kala mo friend mo. Well, and you know, naging friend ko na din yung iba sa kanila up until now. Meron akong mga naging friends through LGBTQI+ events na sobrang, ano lang niya, sobrang saya lang. And yun nga, and then ito, itong mga nakaraang Pride March, siguro yun yung mga naging sobrang memorable kasi I get to attend with my friends, the Baloloys. Shout out sa inyo. We'd always dress up. So yung first Pride March namin back in 2018, nag-dress up kami as monochrome rainbow flag. So may purple, may blue, may green, ganyan.
What was your color?
I was purple, but I failed. Sabi kasi ng mga bading, sabi nila sa akin, hindi yan masyadong purple. Kulang yan sa pagka-purple. Para yung gray, but it's purple. Ewan ko, basta nagka-debate kami doon. May mga bakla ni roast ako, te.
Ini-imagine ko yung conversation. As in, pumunta ka lang para mag-good time. Tapos bigla,
diba, winarla nila ako, te. Sabi, tapos ang ending test ng mga picture, ini-edit nila, kinukulayan nila.
Hala ko.
Na parang mas matingkad daw. Anyway, so, noong 2019, before this pandemic hit us, naman kami, we came out as a Sailor Moon and Cheese. So, I was Usagi. And then, sila yung mga aking kampon. Charis, ayun. So, it was a lot of fun. But syempre, nandun kami para mag-ingay, para sumigaw, para ipaglaban ng ating mga karapatan. Yun.
Yes.
So, sad lang kasi nung nagka-pandemic, puro virtual na lang. Ganun. But ngayon, ayun, may opportunity na ulit tayo to
may theme
march
na ba kayo ulit?
Outside. So, ngayon, ang theme namin, kung makikita niyo to, is Spider-Man Multiverse. So, I'll be going as Gwen Ghost. Ganyan. Pakita ko sa'yo later yung picture.
Teka, di ba nagpakita ka sa akin ng a few weeks ago or months ago, nagpakita ka sa akin na yung picture na nag-viral na si VP Lenny in one of her events, may kasamang dalawang Spider-Man.
Yeah, actually, they're both my friends. Magjowa yung dalawang yun. And yung isa doon, kasama doon sa group namin, si Jo, ayun. So, nandun siya. Makakasama din namin siya sa Pride. Hopefully, pakilala ko siya sa inyo.
Okay.
And silang lahat, actually, merong dalawang drag queens doon. We are all very, mga kakaibang lahi. Mga aliens, ganyan. They're a lot of fun, you know.
Well, I can't wait. Actually, Pride March is happening on Saturday. And it's going to be in CCP, correct?
Yeah. There's gonna be another event, I believe, sa QC naman, QC Circle.
I see. Well, for this Saturday, I will do my best to attend.
Yeah.
So, from a vet? From a veteran to a newbie, ano yung mga advice mo sa akin na do's and don'ts for Pride March? Ano yung kailangan kong gawin versus ano yung mga hindi ko dapat gagawin?
Magsuot ka lang ng kung saan ka comfortable, kumain ka, bring snacks, bring a tumbler, water to drink, ganyan. Kasi mahirap maghanap ng kakainan doon.
I see.
So yun, ganun lang talaga. Candies, bring candies.
Bakit candies?
Kasi para pangtawid gutom. Poor lang tayo dito. Ganun, okay.
Pride on a budget, people.
Oo, on a budget lang.
Alam mo, speaking of Pride March, one thing that I've noticed in recent years is that companies, particularly BPO companies, have been endorsing or encouraging their people to participate in the march. And I think, personally, that is a beautiful sight to behold.
Actually.
Diba? Parang, I don't know if you would agree or not, but, and to those of you watching, I don't know if you guys would agree or not, but BPO, especially nowadays, has become one of the most, if not the most, inclusive industries for the LGBT community.
Yeah.
Diba?
Actually, that's why parang for me, hindi ganun kahirap mag-shift from one industry to another kasi I used to be working in the fashion industry and now working in the BPO industry. Talagang well although very din naman doon, accepting din naman. Pero dito talagang mas marami Madami pa pala akong makikilala na tao na madami pala at mas marami ang kulay.
Yeah.
And very accepting yung mga companies. Even here sa ClearSource, that's one of the things that I value the most kasi our acceptance. And, our leaders are very accepting of the people inside the LGBTQI plus community. And talaga sila, hindi madamot sa opportunity regardless of your gender. Ano ka man, if talagang, okay ka, sa work mo and they see growth in you, they will support you in whatever it is.
I really second that motion talaga kasi I joined here in ClearSource around October 2021. I think you joined a month before I did.
Yeah.
I've never felt any discrimination here talaga. And that was my biggest fear, really, coming into the workforce, getting discriminated. Coming from someone who was bullied, shout out nga pala sa mga bullies ko. De, joke lang. I don't say hi to you at all. De, joke lang!
Walang joke, abangan namin kayo.
Anyways, coming from someone who was bullied because of how they identified, personally. My biggest fears entering the workforce was, what if they don't see me as equal just because I don't do sports? I don't, talk about women, or I don't like women romantically or something like that. Here in ClearSource, I've been fortunate to not experience that kind of discrimination. In fact, they've kind of encouraged it.
Yeah.
Especially here in the marketing team. Shout out pala sa marketing team.
Yeah.
Especially here in the marketing team where I can just be as
yourself.
gay as I want to be.
And we love you for that, Josh.
Thank you. And no one, wala talagang judgment. There is no closed eyes here.
Yeah, in some way, diba, you kind of find your family here.
I do.
Ganon.
Yeah. Ika nga ni RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race. The thing about gay people is that we can choose our families.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another point. Being queer hasn't been easy, especially for both of us. When in your life was the moment did you realize that parang, wait, I think I might be different from the other kids in the playground?
Well, growing up, I knew I was different. And I would always go to my mom, tatanungin ko siya, Mommy, crush ko si ganito. Sabihin ko yung girl's name. Sabihin sa akin, Mommy, okay lang yan, anak. Nagkaka-crush din ako sa girls. Ganito, ganyan. Kasi mabait sila or pretty sila. So, ibig sabihin, gusto mo din maging pretty.
So, ang isip ni tita na
ang
crush mo sa girl for respect.
For respect, ganun. Or hinahangaan, ganun. So, I grew up knowing that parang normal lang naman pala. Nagkakagusto ako sa girls, ganyan. Hanggang sa dumagdag na dumagdag. Sabi ko, na-attract din ako sa gays, na-attract din ako sa trans women, sa trans men, sa lesbians, Tapos, ayun, parang nung college talaga nabuo na-solidify. Nung nag-experiment na ako, I was researching. I kid you not, I would use incognito sa desktop namin sa bahay. Incognito ako, tapos magta-type ako sa YouTube, what is the meaning of LGBT? Tapos ko to, lesbian. Am I a lesbian? Talaga nagta-type ako. Sobrang gusto kong makilala kung sino ako. And it was a journey, and it still is a journey. I recently just came out as non-binary. I identify as pansexual and the non-binary. What a pansexual is generally you don't give a fuck whatever gender your partner is. Love is love. That's what I love saying. And the non-binary is I don't identify as whatever it is. That's
You're neither female or male.
Yeah, parang ako to. Come as you are.
Tama. Well, I would say that mine is a journey as well. As in, like you, bumuo din yung identity ko in a way sa college. Pero, siguro as a kid, I wasn't that lucky. I remember one time I was 6 and there was a boy that I liked back in the classroom. Then I told it to my dad and he yelled.
Oh no.
He yelled at me, saying that he was speaking in, back at the time I was in Cebu, so he Bisaya. But basically the gist of what he said was, it's unnatural.
Oh.
It is
How old were you?
Not great. I was 6.
Oh,
I was
so
6.
Young.
Very young. So that stuck with me. And then fast forward to high school, yun na, doon na ako nagkakaroon ng feelings for guys. More than girls, actually. Then, yun, and then, I don't know, another moment in high school that's, sticks to me is that, reading stories on the internet about, boy on boy loves and everything. Not anything X-rated, I assure you.
Wattpad lang tayo dito.
Wattpad. Uso na yung Wattpad ng 2011, look it up.
Tama. Fanfic.
Mom found my search history kasi hindi pa uso sa akin.
Incognito.
Hindi ako nag-incognito.
Mas ako sa'yo.
Pero she found it and she yelled as well. So, I felt, imagine mo, as a 15, 16-year-old, you have no one to turn to.
Yeah.
And granted, your friends, I grew up kasi in a school environment where if you don't do sports, if you don't have female friends that you don't, that you don't want to get together with, you're gay automatically. You're not a real man. And I had no one to turn to because one, I was in the closet. Hardcore in the closet, like chained in the closet.
Talagang hello ako si Josh.
Hello ako si Josh. Yeah. The beard was a mask, literally. So, ayun. And then college came and then that was when I started to like really get in touch with myself.
Yeah. College talaga.
Kasi andyan yung liberation. There's not much rules anymore. Pero yeah, I got to get in touch with myself, and when I realized that I was gay, I came out to my sisters, and I kid you not, it was one of the best moments of my life because they said something that really sticks to me to this day, which is, you don't owe mom or dad any thing really just because they're your parents.
And that's the truth. We don't if we're not ready to come out, we don't owe anyone a coming out, story. Parang, ang importante kasi is yung mental health mo.
Tama.
If you're okay, if you're comfortable with how you identify, then what should it matter? Diba? Parang, kasi yun parang, bakit mangingialam tayo ng ibang tao? Bakit tayo yung magde-decide kung sino yung mamahalin mo? I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't say, Josh, dapat ito lang yung mabebetan mo. Parang, it's so weird for me. Diba?
Yeah, true.
I don't know how. I mean, siguro, nandun din naman ako. Nagkaroon din naman ako ng straight era. Shoutout sa mga guys na na-date ko. Okay. Shoutout sa inyo. Thanks.
Shoutout the straight.
Sobrang sport nung first boyfriend ko. Chika ko lang sa'yo, Like, doon ko talaga sabi ko, straight ba talaga ako? Ilang high school lang ako. Hindi sabihin kay mami na naging kami, Pero sa atin lang to. So, yung boyfriend ko nung high school, like, sabi ko, inaano ko talaga sa kanya, uy, tinan mo, ang pogi. Ay, ang pogi nun. Kaya, uy, ang ganda nun, Tapos, siya pa talaga, uy, chikso. Kaming dalawa talagang, oh my God, nga, ang ganda. Nagpa-fangirl kami over a girl, ganun kami. So, akala ko, na-normalize naman sa akin yun. Na parang, parang thanks sa'yo. Tapos, eto pa, nung nag-college, yung dinediscover ko yung sarili ko, parang tinry niya ulit mag-reach out sa akin, like, magkabalikan kami, ganyan. Tapos, nung time na yun, nag-experiment na si Matla, ganyan. So, sabi niya, alam mo ba, hinayaan ko pa rin siya manligaw kasi nga, I do love the person, but in a different way na.
Yeah.
So, tas sa kanya ako unang umamin, na I like this girl, ganyan. Tapos, sobrang supportive niya sa akin.
Best friends pa rin ba kayo until now?
Hanggang ngayon, medyo hindi na kami nakakapag-usap after the pandemic. Pero we're still good.
That's
parang
nice.
He's already married now.
Congrats.
And I'm good friends with the wife. And ayun, sobrang siya talaga yung nag-support sa akin na i-pursue mo yan. Kasi kung dyan kita makikitang masaya, gusto ko maging happy ka. Like, no bias, no. Pero umiyak siya. Kaya pag naaalala ko, naiyak din ako. Kasi sobrang thankful ko na may lalaking, nagsabi sa akin na, okay lang, girl.
Alam mo, like, that brings me to my story as well. Kasi meron akong girlfriend back in college. This is when I identified as bi at the time. So, during our relationship, I started to look at guys differently as well. And then, when we broke up, this was the, moment na really solidified talaga that I was indeed gay. because inamin ko sa ex ko na I like guys and everything. And then she said the same thing that your guy said. Whatever makes you happy, I will support you 100%. And true enough, we are still good friends to this day.
Diba?
That day, we broke up with a high five. So,
High five sa atin, B.
high five.
Thanks sa inyo.
Thank you, guys.
We have a lot of respect for people like that.
So yun lang, yun yung story ko sa college. Nag-break kami sa high five. Tapos, after that, when I came out as gay in college, all of my friends, including the ones from high school, rallied around me for support. And that is the best feeling anyone can ever have. Pero of course, yun nga, my family is a different story. Because as you may have heard in previous stories that I've told you, they can be a bit homophobic. With the exception of my sisters, since they accept me for who I am. Curious, since I know you as one of the proudest LGBT icons I know. Icon talaga, sorry.
Grabe,
I cannot downplay that word. Pero when you came out, how did your family take it initially?
Actually, I came out to my mom. Sabi ko, Mommy, so, you know the girl I've been bringing here? Umiiyak pa nga ako, Day.
So you know,
kasi, ganyan, sabi ko, Mommy, kasi may sasabihin ako sa'yo. Ganon pa nga. Tapos sinabi ko, sabi niya sa akin, Nak, alam ko, ganyan. Tapos sabi ko, alam mo pala, ganyan. Tapos sinabi ko, Mommy, bay ako, ganyan. Tapos, bay ako. Sabi, akala ko tanggap niya na ako, ganyan. Ready na ako. So, sabi niya, anak, gusto ko i-share mo kasi baka face mo lang yan, ganyan. Parang, alam mo yung naganon ako, tapos naganon ulit ako. Parang, alam mo yon. Pero, ang ginawa ko naman kasi, nagtagal kasi kami ng girl. So, girl, 6 years kami.
Ay, wow.
Sana hindi na nanonood ang kanyang pamilya.
Ayun yung...
Sige. Okay. So, we will not name names.
We will not name names.
So, syempre, siguro sabi ng nanay ko, face lang yan, 2 years. Face lang yan, 3 years. Ay, poof. Hindi nga yan. Ano yan? Kasi nagkamot ulit ako sa kanya recently as pansexual. Ganyan. Tapos siya basta explain ko na lang sa kanya. Ganun. Kasi after nung mom ko, wala na talaga akong pake sa opinion ng other family members namin. Kasi for me, kanya lang yung opinion na relevant. Tsaka sa kapatid ko, and obviously, my sister loves me for who I am. Parang siya, ganun lang din siya. Ayan ka pa rin naman eh. Pero eto, may fun story ako dyan. Kasi yung lola ko, I think siya yung unang nakaalam sa family namin.
Paano?
Sabi niya, dumating yung ganitong nangyari, be. Okay, dumating yung tita ko na nag-a-abroad. Etong tita ko na to, medyo may pagka. Yun. Anyway, sabi nung tita ko sa akin, aba, baka nagjojowa-jowa ka din dyan, katulad ng kapatid mo, ha? Baka magbuntis ka, college pa lang kayo. Alam mo na yun, yung mga gano'n ng tita. Sabi ng lola ko. Sabi niya, mali ka ng tanong. Tapos ako nun, sabi ko nun, tapos diretso.
Hindi mo, yung butil ng pawis mo.
Hindi nga ako nagsalita. Sabi ko nun, tapos diretso ako sa CR, tapos kunwari wala ako naririnig. Tapos sabi ko nun, alam ata ng lola ko. Pero ayun, parang alam niya na nga.
Was this like pre-coming out to your mom or after?
Oo, before pa.
Before?
Sinabi ko ngayon sa kapatid ko sabi ko, alam ata ni nanay. Kasi ganun lang siya.
Alam mo,
imagine mo senior gumagana sa gilid. Anyway.
Shout out sa lola Lily.
Mahal na mahal.
Icon ka.
Mahal ka si Felicidad.
Pero, just to get back into the groove of things. Your coming out story is one that we all want in our lives. And I personally want that. And I know for a fact na in the future, I will eventually come out. Diba? So if mom, dad, if you're seeing this, hello.
We love your child.
Please love me. Anyways, so what can you say? Because I also have something to say. What can you say to kids who are out there still struggling with their identities? Siguro for me, what I can say to kids like that is, it gets better.
Yeah.
It does. You may not find it overnight. You may not even find it in the next 5-10 years. But when you do, things are just gonna fall into place. Really. Yeah. What about you?
Just know that there are people who are just like you. Nandito kami mga ate, mga kuya, mga beshies nyo, na kami yung sasalubong sa inyo. Tanggap namin kayo. And welcome to the family.
Welcome to
Parang
the family.
it gets better. Tama ka dun.
Yeah.
And parang just be who you are.
Yeah.
Be true to yourself.
Never lose sight of who you are. Talaga.
Yeah, you kung sino ka, yun yung best version Parang don't dilute yourself to someone that you're not. Because you're amazing, you're fabulous. You look like a model. Look like Linda.
You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you look like Linda Evangelista, you're a model. Ano pa ba? So, that's the kids. What can we say to parents naman that think or that are struggling with their kids' gender identity? With me, I only say one thing. Don't worry about your kids. They're gonna grow up just fine and they're gonna be the best versions of the people that you raised from childhood. I will tell you that right now.
Siguro, my advice lang to parents out there or for people who are planning to be parents is don't worry too much about what your kid's gender identity will be or is or will be in the future. Just like what Josh said, don't worry. Because I think it's knowing someone is actually a beautiful thing. And imagine getting to know who your kid actually is. Meeting them, like looking straight to them and knowing who they are and who they want to be, who they aim to be in the future. I think that's very beautiful. And I think every parent deserves that feeling.
Yeah.
And every kid deserves that acceptance. Because tolerance is different from acceptance.
It is, guys.
Yeah,
it
you
really
know,
is.
here in the Philippines, we tolerate the gay community or the LGBTQI plus community. But what we need is acceptance. And that's what your kid needs inside the house. Kasi when we go outside, we're afraid.
Yeah.
We want to feel safe.
We do. Okay, that brings about it. Thank you so much, Lee. Oh my God.
I love
Thank
you.
I love you so much. And to all of you out there from the LGBT community, Clear Source and beyond, really, we love you very much.
We love
and,
you, mga mahal.
And we cannot wait to party with you on Saturday. With that being said, thank you very much for your time here with us on the Logout Sessions. We want to know, what was your pride journey like? How has it been like getting to who you are now? Leave us some comments down below. And of course, don't forget to follow us on our other social media platforms. Thank you. And again, this has been the Logout Sessions!
Yes! Follow us on all our social media platforms. Click here to subscribe. Click here to watch our previous episodes. Happy Pride!